Welcome to Going Steady.
Thank you for clicking on this video today. Of course, we are not marriage or relationship experts, but as we learn and experience different things in our lives, we decide to share them with you. So if this is your first time watching and you want to learn how to maintain healthy relationships, hit the subscribe button. If it's not your first time, it's about time you hit it. So you're going to want to watch this entire video because first we will be talking about if the one even exists. Then we're going to actually give you some tips on how to find the one.
If the one exists.
If the one exists. And finally, we are going to actually give you an exercise that will help you to actually find the one. So you're going to need each piece. So don't try to skip. You want to skip? Don't skip. So let's get right into the video. So today we are going to be talking about everything related to the one. Is there a one? Is there a soulmate? Do I need someone to complete me? So today we're just going to be discussing this as well as giving our opinion. So my love.
Yes, honey.
Is there such a thing as a one person waiting for us, specially designed and created with our name on it? Is there such a one?
There are billions of people on this planet, right? And if you were to travel the world and say, I'm gonna date someone or multiple people in the different countries of the world, you'll find that you'll see a lot of people similar, right? And so I believe that there can be, people who are suitable for you, right? But you ultimately would have to make a choice. And even if one has made the wrong decision, the wrong choice in a person, if you both are, living by the principles of love, then you should be able to get through the marriage.
So since you're looking for a certain type of person, your suitors are all going to have some of the same characteristics. So you would expect them to be Christian, for example, or they would carry the fruits of the Spirit, for example. So outside of that, that still leaves a whole lot. It's not 7 billion, but it leaves you a whole, a good chunk of it still to decide who you are going to marry. So we are going to go into more of the personalities now. How are we going to crack down on the personalities of the person so that we can understand that yes, this is God's will for my life? So let's get right into that.
Well, you got to know yourself first. You gotta know what personality you are. Are you fire? Are you water? And what I mean by that is, do you get upset easily, or are you just a cool, calm person whenever you're faced with certain situations? And
that would be important, because if you know that you are a hot-tempered person and you come to find that there's someone who's interested in you and they also have this temper, that's definitely going to blow up your house. So that's not going to work, and you'd know that they are not the one because they don't complete. Not that you have to be opposites, but if you know that you're hot-tempered, you need someone who is not hot-tempered in order to make a balance between you and your partner in a relationship.
Okay, cool.
Because if you're just yelling, you need someone who, if you're a yeller, I'm not saying it's right, but in order for you to learn the right way, you're going to need someone who can develop that side of you so that you can see what it looks like and you can experience it in a way that makes you better. And I think that's one reason why I think that God did design a one person for us, because that is the whole purpose. Our lives, we individually have a purpose in our lives that God has willed for our life. So it is obvious that God would also design someone that you would be marrying to also be able to fulfill that purpose in your life.
I agree.
So you still have to complete the purpose that God gave for your life. So if you're going to get married or get in a relationship with somebody, that person should also enhance that journey that you're on, and you should also support their journey as well. So I think that there should be some benefit to each other.
Great points. But what about this whole idea of completion, where you should not be looking for someone to complete you? I mean, I don't agree fully to it, because when I look at creation, right, and how God took a rib from Adam to create Eve, and when they found each other, they became one, and that suggests completion, being whole, right? Because something was missing from Adam that Eve needed to bring to him in order for him to be complete, right? And in the same way, she is being complete in herself, that because she was taken from this thing, and now she's becoming complete, being joined to Adam. But now if you're talking about, you being complete in who you are in God, then that's a different story.
But then why can't somebody who is the one for you, who completes you and fills the pieces of you that you're lacking in, why can't that person fill you as a person too? Like, complete your relationship with yourself. Why can't that person add to you, to your self-esteem or your self-worth? Like, why do you have to walk into a relationship complete and perfectly whole? Like, why is that necessary?
Yeah, and I agree, it's not necessary. And as a matter of fact, I do believe that you learn a lot more about yourself in a relationship, because there's so much that come out when you're like in this, and I'm talking about a marital relationship, when you're in the four walls, right? And there's only your partner is gonna see everything, right? And if you have that partner that will call them out as they see it, you will be forced to face it. And that way, if you're mature enough, if you're mature spiritually, will know to take these things to God. And that can help you to become a whole individual.
You can definitely see it in a relationship as well. Yes, I get that you can see it more obvious when you're married, because there are a lot more dimensions to marriage, and there are a lot more things that you don't deal with when you're dating. But I do think that while you're dating, you can definitely see things in yourself that you need to work on.
Oh yeah, I agree.
There's an argument saying that when you're single, you get to learn more about yourself. Not saying that you can't, and not saying that God can't speak to you and you can, certain things can get exposed about your personality, but there's a reason why God never placed you on earth by yourself. You interact with all those around you. Everybody that interacts with you allows you to see and learn more about yourself. So if you have a sort of commitment with someone where you're in a courting relationship, that you are going to have to discuss different topics or different things about the future and all that stuff, you are going to be learning about yourself in that as well. You don't need to be married, and you don't need to be single, because it doesn't matter who you interact with, whether or not they are a romantic partner or a friend or a stranger, they are helping you to realize things about yourself. So I think it's an excuse to say that you should stay single to learn more about yourself. I think that you can learn about yourself just as much as you could. Actually, I think you can learn more about yourself when you're not single. And I think that the person is a developing story. It's not an achievement where you're whole at some point and then you can start the next stage. I think that developing a person is a process, and
goes way into your marriage.
Yeah, it goes way in your life. It continues.
Yeah.
It just continues. So there's no way to say that you're going to develop yourself and then decide to go in a relationship. I mean, you can gain some more a level of maturity, and that would be good for you. But seeing that you don't know exactly who you're going to be with in the future, you're not gonna know if those characteristics that you've been developing will help you in a marriage. So you're gonna go into a relationship and still experience exactly what you would have experienced anyway.
Hey, that's a great point. There are examples of people who have gone into a marriage but they weren't ready. And yes, they might not have been ready. However, there are also individuals who have gone into a marriage who weren't ready, but that marriage worked, right? So I think it's more about how you apply yourself even after you've found out what you are missing or what you need to work on. Don't focus on the whole thing of, you being single is better for you, until you become whole and you can go get married to someone, because it's ultimately about how you apply yourself as a person, whether you're in marriage or outside of marriage.
If you want us to talk some more about singleness and what that means and celibacy, you can leave that comment down below so we can know that that's what you're interested in. Feel free at this point to pause, replay, and hit thumbs up on this video.
We see that the one is someone who will balance out the relationship, fire and water, and also someone who will help you to fulfill God's purpose for your life. And therefore, you guys will benefit from each other.
And that's what you need to learn in order to find the one. Now, before you get there, you're going to want to listen to this. Before you get there,
very, very important,
you are going to need to understand yourself. And as cliche as it sounds, you are going to actually need to do this exercise. So you're going to get a piece of paper or your phone or whatever, and you're going to write down a list of all your strengths and all your weaknesses. When you're aware of your strengths and you're aware of your weaknesses, when you meet someone and they have similar strengths or similar weaknesses, then you'll know whether or not the relationship will work. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have similar things in common, because we know that compatibility is very important. We expect you to get along on certain things. We expect you to like the same certain things, not everything, but I'm sure you're gonna end up being compatible with a lot of things. Next, you're going to want to look at your strengths and your weaknesses and see which personality traits are your strongest, in. Your weak personality traits don't necessarily mean things that you are not good at. Your weak personality traits are those things that you need to improve on. They're not as strong. They're not the best personality traits that you should have as a Christian, for example. So when you look at your weak personality traits and your strong personality, I cannot say this. Your weak personality.
I'll say it for you.
Thank you.
When you look at your weak personality traits and your strong personality traits,
and you analyze which ones are your strongest
personality traits.
That's weird. It's your strongest things about you.
Okay.
You're going to realize that if you find someone who also suffers from your weak trait, you are probably not going to be in a fulfilling and continuously growing relationship. That person probably will not help you to fulfill God's purpose in your life because you are both weak in a bad trait. Maybe that's what we should say, your good traits and your bad traits, and then look at what is strong and what's weak, because that's where you're going to find the one. This is tea. People put this in books, and you're getting this on YouTube. Please hit that like button and the subscribe button. When you look at your good traits and your bad traits, and you look at what traits you're stronger in and what traits you're weaker in, you'll find out that you're going to need somebody who will help you improve your weaker, your not so great traits. For example, what just happened here on camera, I clearly cannot say personality traits continuously.
Okay.
But Marcus is able
perfectly just now.
But Marcus is able to say it at the moment.
Yeah.
So in this scenario, this is what you need to find. You need to find
someone who can speak and someone who can't.
Yeah, so that's the same scenario that you need to be looking at. That is how you're going to find the one. The one is going to complete it's not going to be a completion of just yourself, because that person will help you to improve and be a better person. That is for sure. But also they're going to have traits that you need. You know, when you think about a puzzle.
Here we go.
You think about a puzzle. If there are two people and we have to make one puzzle, I cannot come in with the wrong puzzle pieces that don't fit him. He has to come in with the exact puzzle pieces that fit my puzzle pieces. And I'm not saying that there are many different types of puzzles. They don't all look the same. So we're not saying that there's a special formula, like they must have these characteristics. But if he has any more puzzle pieces, no, I can't say this.
Okay.
If he has more puzzle pieces, or if he has a different puzzle piece that does not fit the whole picture of the puzzle, then when I bring my puzzle pieces and he brings his puzzle pieces and we try to make a puzzle, it's not going to fit correctly. It's not going to be complete. I have all of my complete pieces and he has all of his complete pieces for the picture, you know, for the puzzle itself. So we are looking for the person. I don't know how, I think like we've exhausted this point of how to find the one. We're looking for the people with the puzzle pieces that fit our puzzle pieces, that where we have holes, they fit it. Where we don't have holes, we complement each other so we fit. That's how you find the one. And there is a one. Don't feel like you need to go out there and search for someone that has a specific physical thing or financial thing. Like, it's a personality thing more than anything, a spirit thing more than anything. So don't get frustrated, but definitely go out and find different people and learn about different people. But most importantly, your only homework that we have given you today, you should probably start giving them homework,
Right?
is to write a list of your good and bad traits. And you know what bad traits are based on biblical principle. You know what you should not be and what you should be. So write them down and then write your strongest traits and your weakest traits. The strongest traits will be the ones to help you find the one. So your strongest traits may not always be good, but you need to find out what those strongest traits are.
And this is an exercise that everyone should do, whether you're single or in a relationship, marital or otherwise, right? Because it is important to know your strengths and your weaknesses, as my wife is saying. This way you can know how you are complementing your partner, and your partner can know how he or she's complementing you. And for those of you who are single, as my wife said, I don't even need to repeat it. So I'm not going to repeat it. Just, rewind to what she said about, what to do. So, yeah.
So see, we told you you could not skip, because all of that was straight facts, right? Now hit like on this video and subscribe again. No, don't subscribe again, because if you hit the subscribe button again, you will definitely unsubscribe, and you don't want to do that. So if it's gray, don't touch it. If it's red, you want to hit it.
We hope you guys enjoyed this video and that you guys found something that was informative, something that you didn't know before. All right, please give us a thumb up, leave a comment down below, and if you want to be anonymous, you can send us an email at keepongoingsteady@gmail.com. Also, you can check out our other platforms. That's the
Instagram,
Facebook,
at Keep On Going Steady.
Yes,
just everything at Keep On Going Steady.
Yeah.
All right. So be sure to share this with your friends, share this with your partner, watch this again with your friends as many times as you'd like, and don't forget to subscribe. So that's all we have for you today.
Until next time. Keep going steady.
You know what we could do? You guys come up with the best jingle that we can put on our intro for our intro music. Send it to us in our email address, and you could be the lucky one. There's no prize, but you would help us out for sure if you sent us a little jingle.
Are you gonna leave the singing in there that we just did? You gonna leave it in there?
I was definitely not singing. That is not my best.
No, okay, the singing.
But I'm sure they can do better than that. So until next time,
keep going steady.